guys enjoying the course so far? Okay. I really am enjoying this course as well. Like I said, it's something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while, and it's not something that's always offered in an academic setting. However, if you look at the #1 employer in America in terms of within business, it has a sales or marketing component, and if you're going to be selling, they always say selling's telling. It's not. Selling's listening. Have we established that so far? Okay, perfect. Now for Carnegie, let me always touch base there. You guys are still enjoying that book? All right. Some of y'all can't help yourself. You've read ahead. No, you got a lot going on in your life. That's okay. Well, we're on part 2. So it's not this Sunday, but the next. Is that right? The next Sunday. I'll try to give you 2 or 3 weeks to read a part and then read a reflection paper. And I got to say, I was very pleased first go around. We got it good. So thank you, and I'm looking forward to the next ones. I'm not trying to, again, it doesn't have to be a term paper. Just literally the guidelines and the self-assessment, because after every sales call, you should walk back out to your car or whatever, or hang up your phone or whatever it is you're doing, and make a self-assessment. Post-mortem, if you will, after the sales call. Sometimes they're pretty brutal, and that's okay. The beautiful thing with sales is sometimes volume. If you have a bad one, get right back on the horse. Go have a good one, okay? If you fall off, get back on. Fall off, get back on. You're going to be told no 99 times out of 100. You can make a very nice living on that one. Truly can. Truly can. No is just an acronym for next opportunity, all right? This week in chapter 5, we're talking about strategic prospecting and preparing for sales dialogue. You know what that is? If you've ever given a presentation in college, or heck, even high school, didn't you prepare before? Same thing. Literally the same thing. You try to go in as prepared as possible. You know whatever it is that you're going to present. And if you're smart, you start to try to anticipate questions they may have. After that sales call, we're doing the post-mortem, you begin preparing for the next sales call with that same person. Now you can learn, hey, I took this approach, in 20 minutes when I go see this client, I'm going to try to be a little, I'm going to do it a little differently. And I would actually encourage you to experiment a little bit with how you present information to people. Some things are going to work better than others. I think, and one thing we didn't get into last chapter that I would have liked to have gotten to, but with our limited, pandemic scenario, is body language, is how you present yourself too. And that has a lot to do with preparing to go into a call as well. When I was a pharmaceutical rep for GlaxoSmithKline, I had Charleston and all the way to Walterboro. A Charleston call is a very different call than a Walterboro call, okay? Charleston, you better be dressed to the nines, ready to go, quick, in and out, right? I go to Walterboro, I lose the tie, I lose the coat. Okay, I lose the tie and I lose the coat. Why? Clientele's different. If I'm the guy coming from Charleston dressed to the nines, do they like that? I don't know if y'all know much about Walterboro, South Carolina. It's much more rural. County. Okay. It's actually for a country town, if you will. It's more of a city. It's a pretty populated area. But are the people different? Yep. A family medicine doctor in downtown Charleston is going to be very different than a family medicine doctor in downtown Walterboro. Okay. Going in, you prepare differently. Now, what if you're going in for the first time? Anybody ever heard of a cold call? Cold call? You know what a cold call is? When you're calling your clients, where you're literally calling them or you're paying them a visit. A cold call. You have more or less information about this person. What does a cold call mean? First visit, zero contact, zero context. Most of your sales career, believe it or not, There'll be cold calls. There's 99 out of 100. I'd say at least 60 of them, you've never been there before, or you've never called them. Bless you. This is a very nerve-wracking experience. I've been there. What's the secret here? There's two approaches. Slick and relational. Tell me about slick.
Slick's the reason why that guy didn't like you. Because he didn't sell it.
Say that.
Slick's the reason why the person didn't like you because he didn't sell it.
Exactly. Back when I was doing my job interview, I said, I'm great at sales. I can sell anything. Took him about 20 seconds to dismantle my entire ego. Slick is all about ego. It's all about talking. It's all about convincing. Regardless of need. Tell me about relational. Who do you trust more? Ego or humble?
Humble.
Humble every time. Tell me about, are you talking? Remember how we had our open? Now you are talking to try to start, and you walk in there and you're just like, it's going to get real awkward real quick. Okay? You have to kind of kick the ball off, right? You got to get it started. How do you get it started? What did we talk about last week? Questions? What type of questions?
Adapt.
Adapt. Perfect. And he said open-ended, which we talked through adapt. So we're using adapt. And in our previous lecture, okay, open-ended questions. Then, well, I think you said listen. All right. If you listen, and then what? Oh, sorry, it was leg day. You have a better understanding. If you listen and understand, then what can you do? You can sell effectively. Now you can do everything right and go nowhere. Is that okay? In fact, let's take an oath. We're salespeople now. Can we? Are y'all okay with oaths? I'm not doing blood oath. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Y'all put your right hands up. Rodney caught himself quick. That was his left hand. That mask, Wayne Gallagher. Okay. Right hands up. I can do everything right.
I can do everything right.
And it can still go wrong.
And it can still go wrong.
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
You can do everything right. You ever just met somebody and they're just going to be mean to you because they're mean? All right? That person exists in sales a lot because they're annoyed by this person. They automatically think you're going to be slick. This person. Do we want to be this person? You know what? I bought a red pen just so I could do this. Now, on a cold call, though, it's your first visit, zero context. You think I mean you, and I do, but it's also the first call for them, too. And you don't know if you're showing up on the day where everything's going wrong or everything's going right or in a good mood or in their bad mood. Their kid kicked their kid brother on the way to school. Been there, okay? You don't know the context. Guess what? They don't know the context of you either, okay? But I'm telling you, everything can go right, and you can be this person. Got green for this one, okay? You can be this person, check mark, and it still go wrong, and that's okay. That's okay. It's called persistence. You just need persistence. You're not going to sell everyone. And honestly, if you find yourself bragging about how you sold everyone, I guarantee you didn't sell crap. Okay? Because humble people, all right, don't brag.
have a question.
Fire away.
So what is the best way to suggest, like, how to dress for this? Like, you can your example with, like, the way you dress in Charleston, and how do you play?
Honestly, same thing, zero context, right? Your best yes. Now, if I walk into a waiting room and I'm in Walterboro and I took off the tie, but I still have the coat on, nobody's wearing a coat, what am I about to do? Take off my coat. If I go in there and everybody's wearing a tie, what am I about to do? Go to the restroom, put my tie back on. Best guess. It's just like when we're talking about the different personality types, driver and all that, analytical, amiable, expressives. You've got to move on the fly. And are you ever going to be perfect? No. And then you can, in fact, can be perfect and still not get it right. You're like, yes, I thought this was supposed to be a course. Guess what? You know what we call guesses in academia? Hypothesis. Hypothesis is a guess of how you think an experiment is going to work out. This is a social science experiment. You make a guess. Now, that doesn't mean everybody's going to be the same way. You got to, what I like to call, be on your toes. So if you go in the waiting room and you're not dressed right, maybe come back later when you are dressed right. All right? If you go and you're hammering them like they're an expressive and they're looking at you like they wish you could die in that moment, do you think maybe you're taking the right approach? If you're going and you're getting a little too close to them, which I can't do because of distancing, and they look uncomfortable, what should you do? Take about 2 steps back. Because if you're being observant, every time you call on them, this might be the first and last call, or it might be the first of 3,000 calls. You understand? A lot can go well, but this first visit turns into a second, turns into a third, turns into whatever. Okay? All right? And it's just like when you're getting to know somebody, as you have more and more contacts, you get more and more contacts, you get more and more visits, this will win out over this, whether it is one call or the 1,000th call. Just be a decent person. How might you gather information before you go in and make a cold call? I'm going to shift gears here.
You could go to their website.
Right now, literally, could I have you Google, if I gave you a family practice in downtown Charleston and a family practice in Walterboro, each of them has a web page. They have pictures of our physicians. You can learn a lot just from that's their formal picture, right? I can tell you in Charleston, it's going to be, in Walterboro, it's going to be, you understand? You can learn a lot from that. This chapter is all about, and I'm going to erase this if that's okay. Is that okay with you guys?